Hello, my name is Ikenna Luna, also known as Larkenna. I am the co-creator of Living Luna with my wife, Safriana. I'm going to show you what I do with my wife's light language in Ableton to create a song so that I can show you how we collaborate our styles together. And I first want to give you an introduction of what the heck is light language. Now, light language is a different thing for each person, so I want to have Safriana explain from a full moon ceremony that she did regarding what light language is for her.
During this time, I am just channeling what comes through. If I start speaking in a non English language that is light language or glossolalia, it is just sounds and frequencies meant to help clear, activate, um, just really get the vibration of the energy in a different way. There is no harm in it. The translation, if you will, is something energetically having to do with something I say in English on either side. It's just, again, this frequency channel.
All right, so here's the session. All of this stuff right here, you don't have to worry about because I'm creating like a set of songs, and so these groups are not to be worried about here. I'm focusing mostly on these 5 pieces right here. As you can tell, I am just at the beginning process of creating a song around the light language, but I first want to give you an idea of what it sounds like by itself. So I took her full moon in Sagittarius uh, recording and I found a snippet of light language that she did. So let me play that for you. Okay, so this I really liked because it has a lot of different elements to it. And I was like, there's some tonality in some parts, there's some percussive parts, and I essentially consolidated it because you can see it's in my samples section that I basically cut it out of the whole recording, right clicked it, said consolidate, which now has it in my current project sample section. Then I was able to click on it and say convert drums to new MIDI track. So that got me to this guy right here. So we have, as you can see, the full moon in Sagittarius, and you can see all of the different pieces. Takes this whole section and breaks up into different transients, which equals apparently 55 slices. And I took the arpeggiator and randomizer, and I literally just have the MIDI playing the first note forever and ever and ever and ever. Because what it does is instead of playing that one note forever and ever and ever again, right? So if I was to take off the randomizer, and if I was to take off all of these sends, I'll show you what those look like later. And I also have some different, I'll just take off all of the different things that I have on it right now. So if I was to just play this right now, it would just sound like the first slice over and over and over at a rate of 16th notes. Cool, cool stuff. I like it. Um, could be a little more variety, right? So we're gonna do the randomizer, okay? So I said chance is 90%, so that means 10% of the time it is playing that slice. The other 90% of the time it is going to play a different slice. I said 24 choices, right? Um, and so, because I have a lot more than 24 choices, so I said times 2, scale of 2. Um, and I'll show you what that sounds like now. So if I do that, it'll take and randomize the different pieces. Okay, so that's where it's randomized. Now you can see how I made it in this section the scale be bi, right? Technically it means shout out to my bisexuals, biromantics out there, bigenders, all you people. Uh, but this is essentially saying like the scale is like the note that I'm playing, the notes like the note that I'm playing is in the middle of the random pieces. Okay? So if I said add, it would mean I would add two, like the 24 and the 2 on top of it, so it would be all of the stuff stacked above the first one. But I wanted to add pieces of silence. Now, I could have done this a different way too, of where I choose slices that I want to mute and have muted, so then if it chooses to play that slice, it'll just be blank sound. Instead, I have it'll choose a random patch that's not even patched, and that'll give it silence, which automatically makes the randomization of the rhythm different as well. So now I get to have this piece of randomization and determining that. So after I did that, I decided to place the reverb on the actual track itself, instead of sending it to the return reverb. Now, some people are like, why would you do that? Ultimately, like these returns, I don't have sending to each other ultimately. So like you have the reverb, A is my reverb, and if I have my light language being sent to this reverb, but then also sent to the delays, the delay isn't taking in that reverb sound. So the delay is just the dry sound. So anything that I want to be affected by the delay will be um, needs to be on the track itself. So the reverb is on this track. So now let's see what it sounds like with the reverb. Okay, starting to sound a little more haunted. I like it. What happens when we send it on different delays? So I was like, this sounds really cool. And I could tell that from the tonality that she provides just automatically, it's um, some of them are like around F sharp G A. So I created the bass that goes between the octaves of two A's, and it kind of solidifies some of that. And then I added a drum. I added a melody as well. Not entirely sure how I feel about it yet, but I'll show you what I have so far. Like I could just vibe to this. Like just this forever. So yeah, so that's what I've done so far with the light language, and I am super excited because I think I have found one of the workflows that I'm going to use to take light language samples that my wife makes to create an album. We're already working on a meditation album based off of the mycelial networks, so that's super exciting. And if you're interested in this sort of music, if you're interested in moon rituals, uh, go over to livinglunas.com, go over to our YouTube where she does lives, and also click subscribe for us and for me. Um, and I this like current session that you see with these other songs is for a bear immersion that's happening November 2nd of this year, which is 2024. If this is past due of when you like if it's past the 2nd of November and you want to make sure that you can come to other experiences of the immersions um, and more Living Luna based things, feel free to like, subscribe, follow, all those things, both my channel and the Living Luna channel, because we have things going on all the time. And we're glad that you're here. I'm glad that this fascinated you and interested you. And if you have any other further questions, or if you want to know other things regarding these pieces, let me know. And if not, I will see you at the Bear Immersion where I'll be playing these other pieces when my wife leads different meditations. And again, you can find out more about what the Bear Immersion is on our Living Luna's webpage, which I will link below. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.